Today we are reviewing The Walking Dead World Beyond Episode 5, and of course breaking down some things you might have missed. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe and make sure you've joined the official Discord for the channel. Let's begin.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
So this episode, whilst it's not the worst one, it's definitely the one I've liked the least, and it made me realise how insufferable Elton is. The focus has never been on him, and that's why he's been likeable. He's been funny at the side, but now that he's the main focus of an episode, it's just really bad. They try to squish his fear of claustrophobia into him. He's scared of small spaces because of the little box that his dad put him in. But we didn't see that he was scared of the box back when that happened. He was scared of the gunfire and his dad dying. The narrative wasn't that he was scared of the little box as a kid, he was scared of the fucking zombies outside. It was quite a big box when he was 5 as well, so I don't know why they've pinned that fear to him. They tried to make us feel sorry for him, but we didn't feel sorry for him because there was no zombies around to remind him of that event. It wasn't the small space. There was nothing about the small space that upset him. He just decided 10 years later to be scared and to think about that event. The zombies in episode 2 being that close to a zombie didn't scare him, it was being in the small space. Not to mention how utterly pointless it was to see that his dad was an archaeologist. Just tell us that he's an archaeologist, we knew that. We don't need to see this bit, because it did nothing. We've already seen how important it is about his mum dying and how that happened, which comes into play later in the episode. That's good, but this flashback scene was just awful, we didn't need to see it at all. Especially when they connect it to him being scared of small spaces and nearly getting the group killed. Just stop. And also we get that Elton is a clever character, he's that nerdy kid, but he doesn't know everything, and the show needs to stop making it seem like he does.
By the wind direction, we're minutes away from being in the line of fire. By the wind direction, we're minutes away from being in the line of fire. When they get repairs and improve everything without pushing by the wind direction, we're minutes away from being in the line of fire. By the wind direction, we're minutes away from being in the line of fire. By the wind direction, we're minutes away from being in the line of fire. By the wind direction, we're minutes away from being in the line of fire.
They need to put more time into the episodes to make us like the characters more than feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for Elton, I want to like him, but I don't anymore. And this episode just shows you more of how whiny Hope is and how dopey Iris is. Hope is so unlikable and whiny, it's not even funny.
No, there's no time. We have to drop the boat and make a run for it. The boat won't make it. We won't make it.
What? I hope you don't make it. Shut the f***. Not to mention the story. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Felix. But he's being pushed around by a 17-year-old. Imagine being 30 and being pushed around by a bunch of 15 to 17-year-olds. It's like the 100.
He made me promise him that I would keep you safe, and that is exactly what I'm doing.
You care more about a promise than you do about his life?
That is not what I'm saying.
Yes, it is. We don't have time for this.
Any attempt to make Felix the lead has failed. He's actually really likable and a pretty good character, but as a person, he is such a pushover. And it's a shame that for the story to happen, he has to be that pushover. And Huck, it's actually really strange that they're trying to say she was in the military or has any kind of background like that at all, because she's even worse. Like, she might as well just not even be there still. Weirdly, she was actually better this episode. She's always going to have those weird breakouts of just being weird, you know, like I said, the Skinny Pete impression every now and then, you'll get that. But she did have some good dialogue with Hope, and that's the only time she's ever been a remotely decent character, because that's the only time we've been introduced to her as that. You know, Hope's teacher, she taught her how to take out empties. You know, it's funny how these characters call the walkers empties, because most of the characters are empties, and I still like the show, and it's not like it's really bad. It's definitely not. But from episode 1, it just feels like it's not going anywhere. We had episode 2, which I didn't like as much, but it happened. But from there, it's just been some half-witted, empty journey. But as is the case with most of these episodes of World Beyond, something exciting happens at the end. The group are sitting down and they hear a snap, a branch snap in the bushes. They turn around and a mysterious dark figure walks out with a makeshift weapon. He appears to be dressed in black. He seems quite young. Could this be Barker, escaped from the CRM? Well, my first thought as soon as I saw this was, this is Barker, but then I realised that doesn't make sense. People don't escape the CRM. That's the whole point of it. You won't get anyone doing that, because if Barker could do it, then Rick could do it, and he hasn't. Then I thought this could just be a random survivor. He's found them and is going to join them. But I don't see any new characters joining the group, at least not if it's real. I think the main cast will remain the main cast at least until the second season, which means any newer characters that appear to want to join the group are imposters. So it could just be some random guy from another community pretending to want to join them. But I think the wisest option here is it's from the CRM. Elizabeth has sent a younger guy out there to pretend to be them, to learn from them, and then to betray them. This is the perfect way to lure them back into the CRM and learn from them, learn what they know. It's very similar to what happened with Dante in The Walking Dead Season 10. He infiltrated Alexandria and became one of the survivors. He gave information to the Whisperers, and he just drove them further apart by inserting more fear and more paranoia into their community. And the way that this mysterious character has emerged from the bushes with a concealed makeshift weapon makes me believe that, yeah, this is going to be another imposter situation. It's also interesting how Chris and Huck left for this character to then appear. So he's been watching them and has chose this time to talk to the kids. It's really weird that even if he is a good character, he's not an imposter or he doesn't wish harm on them. That's weird in itself still. You could argue, is this the CRM's style to send someone out and pretend to be one of them when they're perfectly capable of doing it themselves? We've seen they took out a whole community just when they doubted them. So is inserting a spy into the group you're looking for in the first place a smart idea, or even worth it? They killed them in the first place because they saw them as a weak link in their scheme. So this could just be seen as another smart way of getting information without these kids knowing that it's the CRM that's asking for it. But what do you think? Do you think it's a genuinely new addition to the cast, or an imposter that's going to try and get them killed? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you press the like button. It will help me out and we'll get this video seen by more people. If you did enjoy it, then make sure you check out my other videos. Check out my latest one where we talk about Althea calling the CRM in episode 3 of Fear the Walking Dead. Now, it was a pretty empty episode, but what this means is massive for the Walking Dead universe. So watch this video to find out how this affects the world as a whole. It's a lot bigger than you think. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.